I'm going to start with a quote that actually you think, what's that got to do with leadership? And I saw it the other day and I thought it was interesting. The legendary cellist Pablo Casals, I think that's his name as you say it, was asked why he continued to practice at age 90. And he said, because I think I'm making progress, was his reply. That's at 90, and I like that because you put your hand up for leadership today and you're starting leadership, and not starting, but many of you were leaders, have been leaders in various forms, team captains, maybe at primary school, but it's something that hopefully will never cease. That it's not a once-off year and you say, right, I'm a leader. At 90 or however how long you get to live on this earth, you still are practicing leadership. It is something you practice, something you develop, something you add. You are adding skills. And so never stop learning leadership. And I'm looking at you because I know you sit in front here. It is something that we always grow and learn from. So that's my first thought. You all have a different role to play. And you've been put into different positions. And I want to encourage you to run with those positions. It's a new system, relatively new, and you've got ideas. I'm sure, hopefully you lie awake at night thinking, I can do that, and I want to institute that. You probably need to get 10% of that up and running, and that's fantastic. But you have all a role to play. You can't play the role of being the leader who's doing academic or culture or head leader or STB rep. There's so many different roles to play, and play your role to the best that you can. The pupils, and if I can speak on your behalf, school, are looking to you to lead. And I think we often equate leadership as the loudest voice or the person who's heard first or that type of thing. And you know that Westbury, we talk about servant leadership and we hear lots about that. And we'll never be tired of hearing that term. But your presence, showing up, your attitude, your quiet presence in a room sometimes leads more than your loud opinions. And I think you've got to find that moment to share verbally and when to just be, and very often to be the first to arrive, the last to leave. And that's something we as a school will work on. And we, I'll talk collectively, are there to be led by you in every situation. My last thought I want to share with you is from, and if you haven't heard of this adventurer, I urge you, you have to know about Ernest Shackleton. And I'll try not to do many assembly talks about him and tell you about him, but if you haven't heard, Ernest Shackleton in 1915 went down to the bottom of the earth, to Antarctica, in a ship called the Endurance, and he took a group of men to traverse by ship the Antarctic continent, and in the process his ship sunk. What would you do if you're the leader of a group of 27 souls down at Antarctica? No communication, no drone to pick you up, no super submarine. You are stuck. And when he watched his ship, the Endurance, sink beneath the ice, and there's a book that's recently written just surmising how he did it, and based on facts. His words were, when he watched his ship sink into the ice, I can't prove it, but apparently he said, let's go home, boys. Now that's a statement of massive intent. And he then, over the next year, got all 27 of his crew across the Weddell Sea to South Georgia Island. He climbed over mountains, and he got help, and he got all of his 27 crew rescued within the space of a year. It took time, he got them back, and to have optimism to say, let's go home, and he got them all home, shows incredible leadership. He's one example of a person who's done leadership where he just was forced upon him. And you're going to feel that sometimes your group, your cultural area, your portfolio, your school, if you're the head leaders, you are stuck in Antarctica and you've watched your ship sink. What's your reaction? And Shackleton, I was reading up on him again last night, he said when he was looking for people to go with him to this trip, and it was unsafe, he said the thing that he was looking for, the character trait that he was looking for most was optimism. That's it. He wasn't looking for physical strength. He wasn't looking for the ability to do anything else. Optimism. And I put it to all of us, school, that we need to be optimistic. The world is looking gloomy. We have the world on our doorstep on our phones. It's a global village. Everything that happens feels like it's on our doorstep. We have issues at school that blow up. And you, as leaders, are going to have to display that optimism. Our ship has sunk for that moment. How do we get us back to dry land? How do we get us back to normality? How do we get us back to moving ahead? So that's my challenge to you today in front of the school. Optimism is what I'm looking for. Not glass half full, I'm looking for glass half full, not glass half empty. In fact, glass overflowing is what we're looking for. So, welcome to leadership. It's going to be fun, it's going to be working together, it's working with the school, and you've got a team, us, to get over the line in a year's time. So we're going to induct you now. The badge is a symbol. It's to show the school that you are in leadership position. In the school, we respect that, we respond to that, and if a leader walks up to you and says, come on, you're not representing us well, be it on the sports field, be it in Cavendish Square, be it anywhere, we listen to you and we respond to you and we hear you as our leaders. So today we happily induct you as our leaders. You're going to take a pledge, and that is binding on you. You are choosing to say that pledge, and we're going to hold you to that pledge, and I hope it's a happy experience. So I'm going to hand over to Mr. Miller as he reads out your names. We're going to hand out your badge and welcome you into that. Thanks, Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. And also thank you to the parents that made their way to support our pupils and your children. I'm going to read the list of names of the pupil leaders for 2025. Before I do so, can I please ask that you stand up and just form a nice row so that we can do this on a quicker basis. Right. Starting with your head leaders, Zara Beresford and Niyaz Kasim. Your SGP reps, Lauren Corder and Catherine Ngongwe. Your portfolio leaders for academic, Alex Everett and Emma Leroux. For applied arts, culture, Jasper Hammer and Katiwe Mashuloku. For community, Ella Chadwick and Hasant Zil. For creative lab, Jody Mark and Lindu Kuchle Ndlovu. For holistic growth, Nawal Harris and Daniela Jacobson. For service, David Ares and Latita Dadamasi. For spirit, Ruben van der Merwe. For sport, Max Craddock and Mia Engelbrand. We are now moving over to the house captains of 2025. For Buffalo, Uzair Batudin. For Ndlovu, Pato Simani. For Layback, Anna van Wyk. For Simba, Ethan Gillam. For Chukudu, Cameron Torrance. Our mentor class leaders for 2025. For Buffalo, Aiden Oret, Eric Evertsen, Lucas James, Yasmin Olivier, Quinn September, and Christian Stewart. For Ndlovu, Samuel Abioden, Iman Davids, Gina Ivy, Joshua Links, Alex McIver, and Shannon Oosthuizen. For layback, Hannah Boxhall, Safia Ibrahim, Nafisa Hardin, Anjali Hofmeister, Demercia Mukangwa, and Orifile Ncheche. For Simba, Tess Butcher, Ella Castle, Kendra Vester, Amber Kaler, Rebecca Sher, and Saskia Wood. For Chukuru, Max Sillier, Nathan Floweray, Joseph Holland, Mbalenke Masonke, Chloe Peterson, and Eve Tedlons. I will now invite our head leaders, Zara and Diaz, to lead the pledge. Thank you.
We first wanted to say thank you so much to all the parents that managed to come and to the student body for trusting us with this position.
We would now like to accept our roles as leaders and all the responsibilities that come with it by reading the leadership pledge, and we ask all the leaders to join in with us.
Okay, here goes. I promise to do my best to live up to the high office of pupil leader, to put service before self, to observe the rules of fair play without bias or favoritism, to be fearless in the face of opposition or unpopularity, when I know that my actions are upright and just, and in so doing to uphold the honor of Westwood. Thank you.
Thank you, Tahilis, for leading the pledge. School and parents, can I invite you to applaud our incoming leaders for 2016?